Good morning, students. So today we'll see lecture 6. So again a topic from chapter 1, waste disposal or solid waste management. So first of all, let us see what is the need for solid waste management. As we always know, there is increased urbanization, so people moving into the cities, and so when people are moving into the cities, there is consequent rise in the generation of solid waste. So this has made solid waste management an important concern. And also, there are many environmental impacts associated with improper management. And again, there is an awareness, increased awareness on the resourceful potential of waste. So in a country, I don't exactly remember the name, they started generating electricity from waste. So it was so successful that at one stage they started exporting from the nearby countries. So there is a lot of potential resource in the waste. So if we are able to recover it, it will be a monetary income to the government. And also there is an increasing awareness to safely dispose the waste. So we know that there are environmental impacts associated with improper management. There is increased awareness on the resourceful potential of waste. And also we need to have a safe disposal of waste. So this is the reason for the need for solid waste management. So again, we'll see a figure 1, stages of solid waste management. So first one is urban waste generation. So the urban waste gets generated from three sources mainly: domestic or home, commercial and institutional sources. So see here, this is the figure for the stages of solid waste management. So urban waste, domestic, commercial, institutional, and before we collect the waste, there is a need to minimize the waste minimization. After the waste collection, we segregate, so segregation to non-biodegradable, biodegradable and recyclable waste. And after that, from biodegradable and recycled waste, we can recover the resources, and then there is appropriate use of treatment. Before we recover, we can also have treatment for processing of waste, and non-biodegradable waste we should safely dispose it, safe disposable. So have this diagram. So first one I explained you, so urban waste generation. Now waste minimization. So we already know it. So these are some of the guidelines. So you can use material that can minimize waste generation. For example, we are adopting it now. We can use cloth for cleaning instead of tissue paper, or we can use a large cloth shopping bag instead of the polyethylene bags or paper bag, plastic bags. Again, we can minimize the use of packaged goods such as and disposable items, paper plates, paper cups. You have to remember that even more than plastic, paper is dangerous. If you just throw it on the ground, it is not useful even growing plants. So paper is also dangerous, equivalent to plastics. Again, you can purchase refillable items, and you can avoid packaging materials. And again, you can use containers which can be washed. Which can be washed. It's not washes, it is washed. And it can be reused to store things rather than disposable ones. And again, you can use rechargeable batteries, because if you dispose non-rechargeable batteries in landfills, it can result in groundwater contamination. Okay, next is waste collection. So you have to collect the waste from the various sources of its generation. Normally the government agencies, the municipalities or the town panchayats do. And after that, you have to segregate the waste, which is very, very important. So this is necessary for recycling, recovery of useful products. Again, for each section of waste, there is a different treatment method. So because of that also, you have to segregate. The segregation of waste can be achieved through the multi-bin system. That is, you can use different colors for different categories of waste. Generally, we use green color bins for biodegradable waste, blue for recyclable. Recycling means such as PET bottles, plastics, for not for plastics, for glass items which are recyclable, you can use blue, and red for non-biodegradable waste such as plastics. Now recovery of resources or recycling. So again, you have to explore the possibility of recycling items that cannot be reused. It cannot be reused, but you can recycle. So again, you have to avoid disposing paper and cardboard waste along with the vegetable waste. And you can recycle glass bottles and jars, plastic bottles, containers made of PET bottle, that is polyethylene terephthalate, aluminum cans and foils, metallic items such as steel cans, scrap such as old pipes, and appliances made of steel, copper and brass. Again, appropriate use of technology for treatment. The treatment system depends on following factors. First, when quantity and characteristics of the solid waste. The quantity of the waste, what are the characteristics of solid waste, also play a major role in deciding the type of treatment. And the site and climatic conditions of a particular region. For example, if you want to do thermal processing for treatment, that you are going to burn. If the climate condition is very cool or it is a rainy region, then that particular treatment cannot be adopted. And the moisture and carbon contents of the waste. The moisture content is large and there is a possibility for recovery of carbon contents. You can use the manure and you can adopt biological processing. And sometimes you can use a particular technology or a combination of treatment system. Okay, the following are the treatment techniques. So before see the treatment techniques, there is a treatment scheme indicating broad recovery from the waste. So there is organic waste, there is voluminous, large volume of waste separation. The volume is large, so you have to separate the waste. Then the voluminous metal can be used for recycling. Whichever can be recycled, it can be recycled. Then using rotative filter, you can have organic matter. So organic matter means biodegradable. So it can be subjected to composting, macerating, then drying, and you can convert it to compost. Again, whatever is refuse left out from the rotative filter, that can also be pressed and used as a compost. So this diagram you can have. So again, the following treatment techniques are used for processing of solid waste, which is left over after the removal of fraction for recycle. Whatever could be recycled is separated. So whatever is remaining, for that, these are the processing or treatment techniques. Thermal processing, it involves pelletization or briquetting, incineration. Biological processing is the second technique. So biological processing, composting. So you have various methods of composting such as vermicomposting. And the second one is anaerobic digestion or biomethanization. So generation of biogas, which we already know. The third one is landfilling. So thermal processing. So it's nothing but burning of waste material resulting in heat generation. And two techniques, pelletization. What is pelletization? So what they do, they separate the combustible portion from the non-combustible portion. Combustible, which is capable of burning. So then the combustible portion can be converted into briquettes. What is briquette? It's a small block made from the coal dust, which can be used for burning, for fuel. And pellet is small pieces. So it can be used as pellets or briquettes to replace the conventional fuels. And incineration again burning, but under controlled condition at 1000 degrees centigrade in the presence of air. So difference between thermal processing, you just burn in thermal processing, but here it is controlled. You have an incinerator and controlled conditions, so the temperature is maintained. So that is incineration. It is suitable for hazardous waste. And then biological processing. It is most appropriate for organic and high moisture waste. And again, you have two processing mechanisms, composting and aerobic digestion or biomethanization. So both the composting and anaerobic digestion are techniques that involve the conversion of biodegradable waste into useful products. So you can have useful resource at the end. It can be either manure or both manure energy in the form of high calorific fuel. And composting, we'll first see composting. So composting, what is the process? Heterotrophic. So you know the difference between heterotrophic and autotrophic. Autotrophic, they produce by their own. Heterotrophic, they depend on other sources. So heterotrophic microorganisms act on the organic matter. First, they convert into simpler intermediates like alcohol and organic acids, and later into simpler compounds like sugars. So this results in generation of humic acid and other plant nutrients. So this can be used as a manure because it has nitrates, sulfates and phosphates. Let us see the figure 5, steps in composting. So whatever I told you here, that is in the form of a figure. So it is enough if you draw the figure also. So it is converted into simpler compounds. Then it has inorganic nutrients, carbon dioxide, water, energy. So these are the steps in composting. And again, we can see the various methods of composting. You can just go through it. These are some of the methods of composting. It is quite simple. So heap method, pit method, lagoon method. There are other methods also. You can just go through and write these methods. Again, vermicomposting, we know that through the natural action of earthworms, the food material and kitchen waste used, including vegetable and fruit peels and other papers, can be converted into compost. And many Asian countries are adopting this process, and there is a proposal in our college also to adopt this method. Next we see anaerobic digestion systems or biomethanization. So it involves the decomposition of organic compounds by microorganisms in the absence of oxygen to produce biogas. So biogas is a mixture of methane and carbon dioxide, and the optimum temperature for anaerobic digestion is 37 degrees centigrade with a pH of 7. So in addition to waste treatment, it is advantageous because it produces biogas, which is a clean fuel. What is a clean fuel? Green fuel. So no pollution is caused. And it is from the waste. So it can be used for various thermal application and for power generation. And also the sludge, which is a byproduct from this process, can also be used as a manure. So see this figure. So municipal solid waste, you have pre-treatment, then hydrolysis, methanation. So that is produces gas. So this gas can be used for power generation, thermal application, and there is digester sludge. You can remove the water, dewatering from the sludge. You can use as an organic manure. And during the pre-treatment, you can recover iron, plastics, sand, fibers, etc. So there is a process flow diagram of anaerobic digestion for conversion of waste to resources. Again, landfilling. Landfilling is a naturally occurring biological process. If you just put all the waste on a land, fill the landfilling, which is known as landfilling, so gradually it gets converted. The biodegradable waste will get converted, but again, due to the decrease in available land area, the Ministry of MOEF, so Ministry of Environment and Forests, Government of India, GOI, has come up with rules and regulations for solid waste management and handling. So now you should not dispose the biodegradable waste in a landfill because of the smell and the and the consequent environmental impacts. You should not dispose biodegradable waste in a landfill. So therefore that you have to go for biological processing. So this technology, landfill technology, is to be limited to the disposal of non-biodegradable waste and residues from other processing techniques such as incineration. Incineration, you have ash, so that can be disposed here because it is pollution free. And this is a table showing the components of landfill system. So how should be the landfill cover, how should be the lining material, what is leachate collection. I hope you read about landfill earlier, so just go through this table. And there's a diagram for the components of sanitary landfill waste. So there is leachate production, there is gas reduction, gas removal. So you can do this also. Okay, so we saw about the solid waste management. Hope it was quite simple and will be useful to you. Thank you. So kindly attempt the quiz and put your attendance.